I was recently at a flea market rummaging through the dollar bins, and I picked up these two items for $1 each. And I thought, there's a project here. So let's dig into one of my hobbies. I think of myself as a bit of a tweaker. No, not that kind. I like to make things out of other things. After putting new batteries in, the light works. That was good. And then there was this. I passed up 3 new ones in packages before I realized what it was. It's a power bank and a bottle opener. I guess that's a redneck combo. A guy next to me was looking at the same thing and asked me what it was, and I told him it's not what it is, it's what it can become. I think there's a t-shirt in that. So, with parts from both of these, some bits and bobs, and one of these, we're going to make a rechargeable flashlight. Yes, I know you can buy one, but where's the fun in that? Okay, first thing to do is to identify the parts you're going to keep. In this case, the switch is good. The other parts in here aren't. I will end up using some of the contacts, of course. The light. And now this. This was $1. And I figured, for 50 cents for a battery and 50 cents for a charging circuit, you can't go wrong. I originally planned on using the 5-volt output from this, but after testing, I found out that it only discharges after you've pressed the test button. So I guess that's a safety feature to make sure you're sober enough to charge your phone. Well, that won't work for this project. So I'll use another charging circuit. And then I'm going to also use a USB breakout board, make things a little bit easier. Okay, so picture a rough location for your major components. The battery will go in the usual place, plenty of room there, all around. We're going to need that. The extra room, I'm going to relocate the on-off switch to there. And then I will make some 3D spacers to hold the battery, the contacts, and the switch in place. Also the circuit boards. Now, it's time to take some measurements. First, let's come up with a basic circuit like this. Okay, now we can take some measurements. And this is the fun part. I learned my ciphering from Jethro Bodine. Let's see here. Okay. Ready. And there. Two. Boy, it's a good thing I took algebrometry in school. Just about finished. Right. Finishing this up. Okay. Now we're going to take these things and we're just going to plug them right into Tinkercad. I should have bought one of these sooner. The entertainment value alone is worth the price. I think my watch is a little slow. I'll have to get that fixed. Okay, so test fit the switch. That's working good. Going to remove the contacts. I end up using 3 of them. So remember, we're going to cut some wires there. Remember the old adage, measure twice, cut short. And get these soldered on here. The first part that I 3D printed is going to hold 2 contacts. Well, actually 3 with the ground. The white wire is going to be positive to the LED. Red wire is going to be positive for the battery. This is the first part that I printed, and that fits in there like a glove. And then this is a piece of copper strip that I've bent to be a little bit springy, and as you can see, I've kind of put a bend in it. Fits in a groove in the side of the part. That's going to hold it in place without having to be glued or fastened. Okay, so now this is the second part. This goes on the negative side of the battery. It's also going to, those little tabs on the end there are going to also key into the switch. I've made some grooves in the sides to take care of the wires. Slides in there, and we're going to test fit the switch to make sure that that fits in properly. Good to go. Okay, this is part number 3. This is going to go underneath the switch, and it's going to key into those 2 little tabs on the second piece. And it's also going to hold the charging board. Now you'll notice that I've got a different board here than I showed you in the originally. That's because the other board, after I tested it, for some reason the flashlight did not like the 5-volt output. So this is just a simple 3-volt charge board with a battery protection circuit. And that fits in there real nice. I did have to remake the grooves just a little bit so that slid in there. And now we just put on the USB charging port. You'll notice that it's kind of at an angle. So let's test this, make sure the red light comes on for charging. It is. We're good to go. I did put it on. The USB charging board is going to sit at a 45-degree angle, and that is so that it presses up against the other circuit board and then locks itself in place. And that was the last piece. I printed it in black so that it matches the end, and there's the port, charging port, working great. You can't really see the charging light, but it works.